Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
What's happening, everybody? I want to welcome you back to another episode of the I AFYL podcast. And here's what we're talking about today: how to align your belief with what you believe. You're probably like, Jay, that sounds almost tongue twisting. What do you mean? I believe what I believe. Well, today we're going to talk about how a lot of us may be in misalignment with the things that we say we believe versus the things that we do believe, or vice versa, something like that. So, man, I want to welcome you to today. Look, if you're a purpose-driven business owner, I'm guaranteeing you something. I'm going to guarantee you something today, because what I realize is that, and that's what I'm talking about, belief. Like, you just have to believe the thing that you believe in. And here's what I believe. I believe that I have been blessed to give something to people, to help people to change their life. And so I've got something that works for business, right? Because at the end of the day, you go to church, you could absolutely, get changed. But look, we talking about getting your money right. We're talking about aligning yourself with the things that you want to align yourself with, and the things that you would like to have. But the problem always starts with the fact that you can't have anything until you become something. And you can't have anything until you do something. So if that's the case, join the Good Accounting Challenge at goodaccountingchallenge.com, guys. This challenge starts again on Monday, so go get registered. Look, if you know a business owner, if you know someone who said, man, they got something in their heart and they got to move forward, they may be having some challenges in their business. But you may not know, but just share goodaccountingchallenge.com with some awesome and incredible people. And I know that the challenge will help them. It's not about me. It's about what's in that challenge and what God has done, to help people. So let's jump right into this: how to align your belief with what you believe. And so, have you ever asked yourself, man, I want to do this, or I want to have this, I believe this, but for some reason, I'm not getting what I'm desiring. I hopped on a scale this morning, and I've got a, it's not even a goal. It's probably more of an aspiration. It's probably more of something that a life-changing event is on my sheet, that I said that this is starting because this is what I believe. And so I got on the scale this morning, and guys, I'm not overweight at all. There is, probably got a couple, little bit right on that waistline. I'm 51, right? So my metabolism is probably not as fast. It's probably not as fast as it was at 19, 20, or even 30. So, I'm like, man. And, and then something said, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is the first point we're going to make as we're talking about belief in what you believe. It all comes down to this one thing: what are you doing? Go look at your goals. Go look at your goals this morning. Hopefully you wrote them down. Hopefully you know what they are. Go look at them. And as I was looking over my goals, you got to look at them every day. I was looking over my goals this morning, and here's the thing: my goals are not even actually for the year. They're just goals. They're just big. Right now, I've decided to start recruiting. I've decided to start recruiting because my vision is too big for me, and I need help. Look, if you know people, if you know great people, if you know inspiring people, if you know people that like to be a part of things, I'm looking for great people. Look, great people, everyone's great. So you got to believe you're great. Believe. You talking about belief today. Everyone's great. So I'm looking for great people to do all sorts of things, So if you know some great people, shoot them my way. So part of aligning our belief is we then have to do an accounting of what we're doing. All right? Do an accounting of what you're doing. All right. So you got to go. You say you're going someplace, but then you look up and you haven't done anything. Can I get a witness? Has anybody ever experienced wanting to go somewhere, wanting to do something, wanted to have something, and then you looked up and you really didn't do anything? Come on now. Somebody here, someone else is saying, yeah, that's happened to me because this happened to me. This happened to me, right? Because that's why I have to check myself every morning. What am I doing? One of the first things I did this year for my business was I said, I have to change how I personally have to change how I'm approaching business. I have to change that. I have to change how I market my business. Yep, got to change that. I have to change how I'm looking at growing it and what it takes. I have to really focus in on what I should be thinking and how I should be thinking. But here's the thing: what I discovered is, wow, I've got a lot of belief and I've got a lot of confidence. But I says, man, who has more confidence than me? I said, who has more confidence than me? I said, I just got to make sure I listen to the people who have more confidence than me. That was one of the biggest changes. That's one of the biggest changes that I'm making right now. I've got a book on my desk that I'm studying. That one of the persons that I'm listening to their confidence. I'm reading the book. I'm just like, okay, that's what they said. And do you know? Here's the thing. When you believe something, you know something happens. I'm going to say it again. When you believe something, something's going to happen. See, when you're out of alignment with your belief, then what happens is you become out of alignment with where it is that you said you wanted to go. You're no longer aligned. It's like, we could pray to God. And I mentioned it this week. I mentioned this quote that I'm going to give you today. We can pray to God and ask God for stuff. Right? You can ask God. Has anybody asked God for anything lately? Come on now, because I know. Hey, what's going on, Genome? I see you on here. I know we've asked God for stuff lately. And do you know how God would answer? God's like a father. Like, so when my son comes to me and I know that I've already done something, I'm going to be looking at him like, dude, I've already did that. I already said that. I already gave it to you. Why are you coming back to me on something that I gave you already? And so this week, I shared a quote. That I got from Bishop Wayne Malcolm. And what did he say? Here's what he said. I got to find it. I already know what he said. He says, God has already said in you everything that he's ever going to say to you. Now, this is a good foundation as we really look at aligning ourselves with belief, with what you say you believe and what you actually believe. See, because we could say we believe something, but what we actually believe doesn't. It's not. It's like, what are you talking about? You said you're going to be rich. You said you're going to have all that money. You said you're going to do all these things. And you don't believe none of that. You ain't doing nothing. Or you're not doing the right things. And that's what I had to check. I'm like, I had a couple goals. And one of the goals that's on there is it's a key. And I just, and because, man, I'm just getting excited, right? Because God has already gave me and you the solution to what it is we've asked for. He's given it to you. But here's the problem. Y'all ready? All right, here's the problem. The problem is we want to stay comfortable. We just want to stay in that same state that we've been in because it feels good. It feels good. And it's normal, it's comfortable. And and I can tell you a big goal, you cannot have a big goal and ask for comfortability. God's like, dude, what are you talking about? No. Look, I already said what I was going to say, and then because because he's already said what he's going to say, then we ask ourselves, why are we not getting these results? Because we have refused to align our belief with what we believe. See, so how does a person align themselves? Because this is the next question he goes and asks. Well, how do you align yourself with what you believe? Typically, if we're not getting something, that means something in our subconscious is off. So we could say something, but the subconscious is off. So what does that mean? How do you do it? All right, this is it. This is where you get the how to. I've already kind of mentioned it, but I'm gonna just kind of go in a little bit so we can get out of here. What did you say? What did I say? If I said I'm going to, be in the best shape of my life, and best shape of my life requires a number of things. It does require the gym, and it requires mentality. It requires, it requires the right foods. It requires hydration. It requires a lot of things. And so if I say that, what am I doing? Then what you have to do is go find something you can do that supports that. So look at it. Just look at your goals. Look, this is so crazy. Just go find something you can do to support that. So when I said I need to change how I advertise, I said I need to do things that I've never done before. Man, I've never done before. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna invest. That's the key word. I'm gonna invest so much money into the business this year in marketing. I'm gonna do that. Right? Because this is not mine. It's God's business. This business that we're operating is God's business. And God needs his business to expand. So I was like, well, I think on Monday, I'm going to talk about this topic, but I don't want to really jump into it too much. But I'm just gonna set things up, and I'm gonna just say, hey, I set it up. What do you say, God? What are we going to do? Because at the end of the day, imagine this. We are aligning ourselves with what God's given us. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, I heard some words this morning. Guys, one of the goals that I have are so beautiful. I love God so much. Well, I'm just excited because he gives it to you. He's not just giving it to you because I'm asking, because he's already said it. So he's been waiting for me to say this one thing, and I said it, and literally every day it's been over and over and over and over and over. So it's beautiful. So align yourself with what you're saying. So go look at what you're saying today. Go, just let the words come out. But what if you're saying something that you don't want? We can't cover that today, but I'm just going to say this. If you're saying something that you don't want, then the first thing you want to do is shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Quiet up. Don't say nothing. Oh, I don't really want that. You got to audit your words. Audit your words. Now, the words that you are saying that you actually desire, then you say, okay, that I want. That is what I desire. What am I doing? And just account for it. That's why we're here, guys. Just account for it. World's most successful, the largest accounting organization helping people to account for their life and their business. That's what this podcast is setting everybody up for. So if you would like to win at the highest level, you're going to have to use accounting. You're going to audit those words that came out of your mouth. I believe this, and this is what I'm going to do this year. Then you're going to go back and say, well, I wasn't doing anything. I'm not doing the right things. Or go get you somebody that can look over your shoulder and say, hey, you may want to actually take on somebody else's thoughts for a little while. If you take on somebody else's thoughts for a little while, like me, I'm taking on somebody else's thoughts. Why? Because they think better than me. They think way better than me. And if somebody thinks way better than you, then you need to go use their thoughts, use their mentality, install it into your system. And that's how you align your belief with what you believe. So if that's something that you would desire, do these things that I shared today in this video. Go back and listen to it again. And if you're a business owner, join the goodaccountingchallenge.com. Join the Good Accounting Challenge starting on Monday. If you know other business owners, share this broadcast, share this website with other people so that they can account for their business in a way that they've never done it before. Guys, I appreciate you for joining me for this episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. I'm Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. God bless, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.